So Julie's coming into the library today. She's not been to the library before, and I'd like to give her a sense of the sort of things that we collect and the sort of things that might inspire her with her work in textile design. Hello. And I know that she's used images of Banksias and kangaroo paws and wattle, and what I'm really hoping is that the Waratah component of my exhibition is really going to inspire her to create her new designs. This is one of the earlier known examples. It's a book by James Smith.
Beautiful.
And the illustrations are by James Sowerby.
Wow, that's gorgeous, isn't
Look,
it?
this is one of my favourites.
So how old is this book?
This book was published in 1793.
Really?
Yeah. So it's really...
Good grief.
We believe he created these drawings from specimens and sketches that were sent back.
Right, so he wasn't here?
No, he was back in London. Lewin was the colony's first professional artist.
Right. When was this done?
This is from 1806.
So that's earlier.
Yeah, they're quite different styles, but they've both been drawn from specimens.
I love these little details here, aren't they gorgeous?
They're fantastic, real little dissections.
Yeah. So. What this stimulates for me with these little detailed drawings here is straight away I'm kind of thinking that it would be great to deconstruct the plant itself. You know, these plants grow quite profusely in my garden up in the mountains. Actually, it's not my garden, it's my next door neighbour's garden, but he doesn't mind. I go in there and I've never chopped one down. There's lots and lots of them, but what I really want to do is kind of deconstruct one because they're so dense and it's really hard to translate them in a way that it doesn't feel like it's this big red blob on a thin stick. So what we're looking at, this tree here. So you see, they're not really that attractive a plant. They're really rather spindly, and when the flower comes out, they just go boing on top of that pretty much. And so they're kind of not something that I've ever really wanted to draw. Oh look, there's some coming out just over here, I think. Come with me. This is the bud. How gorgeous is that? Wait until it comes into full flower, then it'll be something else altogether. It's always been on one of the back foot. I'll eventually get to the Waratah, and I've seen many obvious translations of it, and that doesn't look great in a textile. It's like it needs to be deconstructed. It's a big project, so this is the opportunity to really explore that. That's very bright.
It is. It's a different shade of red, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, and the seed pods as well.
That's lovely.
Yeah. So Betty Maloney was an illustrator of Australian plants, and she illustrated many books.
And this is in the 70s?
Yeah. It's towards the end of her career.
In the other pictures, the detail there hasn't come through.
No, you're right.
This is very beautiful.
The tip of the seed pod.
I prefer this part of it than that part of it, actually.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Seed pods are a bit of a favourite because they're always around. You know, once the flower dies, the seed pods remain. So yeah, they're very sculptural, so they're beautiful to sketch. What's the next picture?
Well, it's another type of Waratah, not the usual.
Ah. My work's not going to look like this, I just have to tell you now.
It's interpretation.
Yes. I'm not going to end up 1 week's worth of residency, I'll come up with.
No, but that's not what it's about.
No,
it's about being inspired and using our collection to trigger other ideas of yours.
And it's almost like normally when I'm painting from or drawing from life, I've got the plant in front of me and I'm having to do the hard work of translating the detail of the plant onto my drawing and what's relevant and what's not. She's edited certain things out, so she's done that part of it for me. So this is a lot easier. It's like taking the pain out of the original drawing. And she's, you know, all the tiny wee little detail, like above every leaf there's this tiny wee little thing there. It's the personality of this plant that she's recognised. But it'd be really great, to get a magnifying glass on top of that to see the breakdown of the colour. That kind of stuff is a whole different ball game than just getting a plant in front of me and drawing it, you know. So yeah, cool. Let's get on with it. lovely, aren't they? The more you observe something, the more you know it. And so if you're not going to do an accurate representation of it, you still need to have the elements that are essentially there, if you know what I mean. So the more you draw something, the more you know those sorts of things. So a lot of time is spent drawing and observing.
So there's just one more item that I'd like to show you.
Okay. Oh, look at that.
It is, it's fabulous.
That is beautiful.
I know, it's fantastic. So this is from the late 40s, and it was a tourism poster, obviously, for the Blue Mountains, and the Waratah is featured quite prominently.
It's gorgeous.
Here,
I love that.
It
That's,
is.
That's very inspiring.
Yes, but it's just such a rich image, and I mean, it's so indicative of the Blue Mountains at a time.
It is, and those seed pods I've already drawn. I've got some in my studio right
Fantastic.
now that I've drawn.
Good,
yes.
good.
Already he's paring back the patterns into a very simple, because he's screen printed it, so he has to do that. So that's the thing that I'm really excited by, that he's, you know, he's translating the marks or the shapes into stylized patterns.
Absolutely. It's another example of the development of how it was depicted. It's really becoming more stylized and
it is
a design motif.
I think that's what happens in my process as well. You know, you start with a drawing and you keep drawing and you're looking, and understanding how the plant is formed, and then as you get more familiar with it, you start stylizing it a little bit and getting the process further down. So that that's what you've just gone through with me is absolutely the process that I'll be going through myself.
Good. Well, that's what we were hoping. To have some sense of inspiration.
It's great. Wish I came here earlier.